Hey guys, welcome back. So I finally decided to do a drugstore foundation routine. Since my last foundation routine, so many of you guys asked me to do a drugstore version, so here it is. The reason why it took so long is because I was looking for a setting powder, drugstore setting powder, something similar to the banana powder or similar to the what's it called, sachet buttercup powder, and I just found one recently. So yeah, that's why I decided to do this video for you guys. This is just going to show you how you can still get a flawless face, a flawless bit, without spending too much money on buying this high and expensive product. You can still get a flawless bit like I did right now using inexpensive product. Okay, so yeah, if you guys want to see my flawless drugstore foundation routine, then keep on watching. After you moisturize your face, you want to prime your face, because the primer helps your makeup last longer, and it also helps your makeup grab onto something other than your skin. So it also protects your skin against all the makeup stuff. Okay, so for my primer, I'm going to use the Maybelline New Baby Skin Primer. This is obviously a drugstore primer, and yeah, you can get it from Superdrugs. I'm sure Boots sell it as well in the UK, and I'm sure you can get it in the US as well. So yeah, this is especially good for people that have big pores, large pores. I don't have large pores, but I still like how it feels on my skin and how it makes my skin look proper smooth. But it's best to use a primer that is suitable to your skin. My skin, I have more of a normal skin. Sometimes my skin feels dry, but at the moment it's just basically just normal. If you have oily skin, make sure you use primer that is good for oily skin, that prevents your face from producing so much oils. And if you have dry skin, make sure you use a moisturizing primer. So after your primer, if you have spots, dark spots or dark circles, you wanna color correct your skin. The best way to color correct the skin is using something that is opposite to your discoloration. Basically, if you have dark spots, you wanna use something that is a bit peachy or orangey. If you have redness, you wanna use something that is green, because green is opposite to red, and black is opposite to orange or peach. So to color correct, I'm going to use this Elegant Pro Conceal. This is a concealer by Elegant. This is just a corrector. It's very orange, too orange I must say, but I'm just going to use a tiny bit because it's a bit too orange. Yeah, so I just want to correct under my eyes because I have a bit of darkness there. Here, always dark there. Now I have a few spots here and there. Right here. I use this Real Technique sponge just to blend it out. By color correcting your skin before using your foundation, that helps you use less foundation, so you get more use of your foundation in the future. So you use less foundation when you color correct first. Okay, so yeah, speaking about foundation, I'm just going to show you what are my two favorite at the moment. This is the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is the Jordana Cosmetics Complete Cover foundation. This gives me the maximum coverage, and this is more of a medium to full coverage. It's medium but buildable coverage foundation. So I like mixing them too, because this is a bit on the yellow side and this is a little bit too dark for me. So mixing these two just give me that perfect shade for my skin tone. Yeah, I'm just going to use my fingers to apply them. You can use your brush if you want. You can just blend it out with your fingers, or you can use your foundation sponge or a foundation brush. But also your fingers are like powerful tools when it comes to makeup, because it warms up the product and it helps it blend even better. Make sure you bring it down to your neck. My neck is a bit lighter than my face, so I like to just bring it down so I can have that uniform skin tone. So now let's move on to highlighting. So my two favorite drugstore foundation concealers are these two. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I use the shade Toffee, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is, I believe, Cafe. So I like mixing them too. I just like mixing them because this is a bit too pale for me, and this is just a bit too dark. So mixing them to just give me that perfect cover. You don't have to mix if you find your perfect shade. I just like mixing things, you know. I just do what works for me. I first start off with the LA Girl Pro Conceal and just put it under. I mean, some people won't see this as too light. I just don't like it this light anymore. I used to like my highlight to really pow in your face, but not anymore. On the nose, on the forehead. I only like a little bit on my forehead because my forehead is huge and I don't want to emphasize that. So then I'm going to add this now you want to use a beauty blender or a sponge, just any sponge like, but I love the beauty blender. You just want to blend it out and bring it so close to your nose, that way your nose looks smaller. You want to do this so that your face stretches down, and that way you get into the corners and stuff. Now you can use a foundation brush that you used, or if you didn't use a brush, you can just use a brush and apply a little bit of foundation. If you use a brush to apply your foundation, you do not have to apply more product to blend out the concealer. You just use the plain brush that you used without adding any more product and just blend it out. But if you didn't use a foundation brush, if you used your fingers like I did, you can just add a little bit of foundation on the brush. Add just a little bit of foundation on the brush and just blend out all the harsh lines. There's hardly any, but you just want to make sure it's seamlessly blended. You just want to blend it out. The forehead. This way your foundation will just look so flawless. Always blend, guys. Like, the secret to makeup is blending. Blend your life away, okay? You just want to blend it out here as well. On the nose, blend it out. Then you can go back with the beauty blender and just blend out the concealer even more, because you don't want it to crease before you set it. So after highlighting by using a concealer, you want to set it, because if you don't set it, concealers tend to crease. I've tried so many concealers and all of them tend to crease if I don't set it, okay? So to set my concealer, I'm going to use this newfound love of mine. Well, I haven't tried it yet, I can't say it's my love. But I found this W7, it's called W7 Banana Drink. I just wanted to find something that is more on the drugstore price, and this was only £2.99, I believe. Well, I'm gonna leave it down below in the description box, so make sure you open the description box and check everything I'll be listing down below. And it's basically similar to the Ben 9 banana powder, and its texture is more similar to the Sasha Buttercup powder. But this is my first time I'm going to try it. Let's just see what we think of it. I love the texture. It's finely milled. Like, it's really good. And the color is a little bit lighter than the banana powder. So I'm just gonna apply it. You want to do this? I'm not gonna be baking with it because I don't know how it's gonna act like on my face. I like it. It's not too light. I like it. I really like it. So good. So now that you set your concealer, you can now contour your face. Some people contour before setting the concealer. I just don't like doing that. I feel like my concealer creases even more if I don't set it before I contour. So I'm going to contour my face. To contour my face, I like to use a concealer or a foundation. In this case, I'm going to mix these two because this one, let me just talk about this one first, because this one is too dark for me. It looks a bit too muddy. This is the Mahogany by Elegant Pro Conceal. It looks a bit too muddy on my skin tone, like it's just too muddy. And this one is very warm, and I would not really say this is my contour shade, but because I like the warmth in it, I'm going to mix it so you can give this concealer a bit more of a warmth, if you get what I mean. Why am I talking like that? And basically what you want to do is pull your face in, baby. I don't apply it directly to my nose because I just don't like to contour my nose that harsh because my nose is already small. You definitely want to contour your chin, especially if you have that double chin like me. Okay, you want to contour it already. So I'm just going to use this kind of flat brush to blend it out. I really like contouring my forehead because I have a huge forehead. By contouring a huge part, that means it will make it look very tiny. Not very tiny, but small, okay? So then I like to use the remaining product. There's some product on the brush. Don't just look at it like there's no product. Trust me, there is some product. Just use that and just contour your nose lightly. Don't contour your nose too harsh because I see some nose contour that isn't cute, like proper too harsh. Like lightly. Okay, so then you want to go back with your foundation brush. You do not have to add any more product. Just blend out the contour. Blend it out. You don't need too harsh. Blend it out. You do not have to use a cream contour, then use a powder contour. We can use a powder contour, especially if you're oily. If you have oily skin, powder contour are very good for you because cream contours can produce oil. And yeah, I'm going to just set my contour with the powder because if I don't set it, it will not last all day. So if you use a cream contour, you definitely want to set it with a powder contour. I don't apply too much because I've already contoured. You just want to set it like quickly out. And this is by Sleek. It's the first form contouring and blush palette. I just use the contouring part. I don't use the blush or the highlighter. I don't like it. What I like to do is kind of bake this part of my face. Okay, that sometimes it leaves them white marks that I don't like, but I mean, you can if you want to. You do not have to bake. I'm just gonna do it like just go. This step just makes your contour look extra sharp. Powder brush. You just want to take a powder brush and just remove out the excess powder. I mean, there's some white product left there, but we're going to work with it. So if you see there's still some white marks, you want to take your first powder. The first powder I'm using today is the Sleek Translucent Loose Powder. I just want to use the first powder and just blend out any excess white powder on your face. Well, you can apply this all over your face to set any areas you haven't used any powder to. So for my drugstore highlights, I'm going to use, this is the Revolution Vivid Egg Bronzer. So I'm just going to use that to give my face life. So now let's move on to the blush. For my blush, I'm going to use this Sleek Blush by 3. I use this quite a lot. I'm going to use this. So don't want it too much. And these blushes are so pigmented, like crazy. Once you use too much, it is too much. So you just want to build it up. And if you feel like you have applied a bit too much of the blush, you can just use your face powder and the brush just to dab it up like that. To set my face using the Kiko makeup fixer. There's so many drugstore brands that do the same thing as this. I just don't have any drugstore makeup fixer or makeup spray, so I'm just gonna use this one. But I know LA Girl has one, I know NYX has one, I think Makeup Revolution has one. There's so many brands that have one now, so you can just buy them. They're very cheap anyway. So I'm just going to apply it. By applying this, it just refreshes your face.